when I was a little kid, you know, I was like 5 years old, and my dad would give me 25 cents to do a strip for him. So I'd do like 3 or 4 comic strips, and I'd make $1. And my father was encouraging the whole thing. As I got older, the characters were already real in my head, and so once I got my drawing abilities together, it just clicked right in, and I automatically was without effort in the style of Vaughn's, and so it became a family style. The thing that makes a character an icon is usually a one line, you know, can express a character. Like, you should be able to, like, take a character like Mickey Mouse's the ears and the nose. You know, it's like these characters are icons, and they're also designed so that you can draw them easily. Cheech was obviously one of them, you know, and the lizards are a little more harder to draw, you know, to try to draw a lizard from the front with the flap and the mouth. My father even had trouble with that. First exposure I had to graffiti was when I went to school visual arts in '81. One day I was just waiting on the train, and a non-stop went by me. It just went by, like, and I saw, you know, as the wind hit me, also the imagery on the train hit me. It's like seeing my life flash before my eyes. What's up with my dad? What's going on? Why are people risking their freedom to get us up? And that blew my mind. I was like, how the fuck did my father touch somebody so much that they'd actually risk their freedom? The early writers, they were really inspired by the comics. I think it was the simplicity of the characters. Once again, the icon character with, you know, the simple graffiti-like line. And it's so easy to do a Bode character because they have those nice beefy fat lines and they're simple. There's some debate as to who was the first to do Bode characters. I always tip the hat to Dondi, because he was the one who really made them famous. I remember talking to him. He said he wanted to be Bode and Son, and we were going to do great works together. I was only 12 years old, and I'm like, gee, Dad, that's great, you know, but it's like you really can't. He died when I was 12, so we were just talking about that stuff. He worked non-stop, day and night. Like, I hardly ever saw him as a kid. I'd see him, you know, sleeping, or he's in a studio. And now and then we go for a walk. Really, I've become a second-generation cartoonist, and I really have no peers that I can relate to as far as that goes. I'm alone, and I'm carrying it on, and I feel my father whisper in my ear as I'm drawing sometimes, and you know, I get like ideas that aren't quite true to me, that are obviously his ideas, and they're not forced. They just kind of creep into what I'm doing, and so a lot of times I'm channeling his work. I do my best work when I'm working on my own stuff, but I'm so critical that I'm basically in a bad mood through the whole thing, and then at the end I go, oh yeah, that kind of worked, yeah. My strengths come in diversity, you know, like I can tattoo, I can paint, I can do comics, I can, you know, do spray can murals, you know, airbrush, whatever, you know, like I do all the things that he never got to do, and so my strengths are much different from his. He burned really bright, he had a lot of good ideas, he was true to himself and his work, and he owned everything, and I own them now, and I continue it, and I stay true to what he would have wanted. Now we're getting toys made and doing all this stuff that he had dreamt of back then, and it's kind of cool that, you know, that I'm around to help him out, and, you know, it also makes my heart bigger, you know, because I can keep him alive. And the characters were like my friends when I grew up, and when he died, they died, and so when I bring them back to life, it's like bringing an old friend back to life. And, you know, if you could do that with a friend you lost, wouldn't you?